Hello, traders, back again with another market update. I hope you have been good and your trading has been going well. I have been getting completely fucked with the Euro USD. It has been fucking me. All right. I I've taken two trades on this pair right now, and both of those trades have fucked me. We're in this area of weekly. Now, let me give you the kind of like 30,000 foot view, right? It's something that I haven't spoken about in a while. And I think it's something that I actually need to dig deeper into more than the how as to the why, right? So we can see that, the market has been moving down since um, the 17th or the 18th of last year, April last year, and it's been moving down, moving down. Now, the big banks, the big institutions, what we're trying to trade with, when the market has been pushing down in a trend for a long time, what does this mean? This means that more and more traders are getting in on the trend. Now, in order for banks or institutions to get their trades placed, they need to know that there's going to be many, many losers on the other side of their trade. If they think that there's not going to be that many losers, then they won't even bother placing the trade, right? So they need to know. And of course, they've got all the information. They've got how many orders are here, how many orders are there on the low side, on the high side. They know exactly what's going on. So they need to know that when they come into the market, a lot of retail traders are going to be losing. Okay, that's what they need. They can't place trades like me and you because their trades are too massive, right? Our small trades, they're easy to get placed, but they can't place the size of their trades, number one, all in one go, let alone not having the amount of orders on the other side of their trade coming into the market, right? So they can only place buy trades when the market is going down, and they can only place sell trades when the market is going up, right? So as we're looking at this now, from what was the last downtrend? I'm seeing it here after it came up. So from the 24th of June, we've been on a downtrend. They're obviously eating, they're taking profits off, they're making money, they're taking profits off, they're making money, they're taking profits off, and now we're into this area of weekly demand. Now, I'm I'm due to, just what I've been looking at my structure. This looks like an area of weekly demand. And what my assumption was is that the banks started buying, right? Now, the reason why I thought they were buying around this area is because we had this pin bar here inside this area, which represents, probably the banks and stuff coming in back into the market, taking out a few of these traders here who are onto the low side, then taking out more, and then the market's pushing down again. And hopefully some form of deception to make people think that the market is going to continue to the downside, and then all they do is come into the market and take out all of your stop orders for all of these traders who are down, who are coming to the downside. And then what happens when you come out of your sell trade? You have to press a buy to come out of it, whether it's at a win or at a loss, and then that fuels more buy orders, that pushes more buy orders into the market, which then pushes the institutions and the banks trade into more profit, right? So my assumption was, okay, so we're coming down here. So I looked into this wick. I think this is in my last trade, and I found this nice H1 engulfing here that was on an event break. It did. If we look here, that was the event break, and I think there was even another one. Let's just mark that in black. Let's just copy that, and there's like a really fine event break here as well. Really thin one that happened also. I thought, okay, cool. So then I would then take this as my trigger event. I think you guys saw that as well on my last video. We touched it to a perfect pip, but then what happened? It didn't make it past this H1 zone, this H1 supply zone, right? So this ended coming back and taking me out at break even, which was okay. I like, all right, fuck it, whatever. You don't get them all. So I'm still of the assumption that we're in this weekly time frame, right? And this is where sometimes your head fucks with you, right? Because I'm so steadfast. I'm like, fuck, this is in a weekly time frame. This is in a weekly zone. This is in a weekly area of demand. So I'm going to continue looking for demand zones on the H1, continue looking for event breaks, and continue looking for demand zones, right? And that's fair enough. And that could be the case, but I still have to tread very carefully and not let my mind be fixed in one position. Just in case this market is going to push down, I would like to be on the last move down or however far it's going to go, right? I'd like to be in that. But then, in order to be in that, I'm probably going to have to look at the market during the day and really think about what I'm doing because I'm not playing off a daily level right now. Okay. So while we're still in this zone, I'm going to be a very, very picky about the H1 event breaks, about the event breaks that I'm taking, right? The next one that I took was here when the market came down here. So let me just zoom out again, right? So I thought, all right, there's the bank's buying there, buying here. And when the market came down, I made the assumption that they're also going to buy around here because they like to get their orders all at the same place, all around the same place, right? So I thought they was going to come down here. So I made the assumption. So I started looking for my structure around this area. So I went down to the H1 time frame and I looked around here and I found this zone here. And then I found this here. Let's call that an event break. I also found, let's clone that. And I also found this here. So I just want to give you an insight into what I'm thinking, guys, right? So you can understand how I'm thinking as well and, learn from my mistakes also. Because I think I'm just rushing this a little bit too much, taking every opportunity rather than being specific about the opportunities that I'm taking, right? Because I'm in this state of I don't want to miss out. So this is actually really good that you're feeling my state right now of not wanting to miss out because I feel that if this market hits this weekly, it's going to do at least 700 pips. That's my assumption, right? 700 pips to the upside. That's my current assumption. So when this happened, I thought to myself, oh, okay, on the H1 time frame, we've got the same kind of thing happening here again, but just on the H1 time frame, right? We've got it looks like banks coming in to buy again, right? So I was thinking to myself, fucking hell, I'm a smart fucker. I'm gonna get this right. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm a smart fucker. Oh my goodness, like the gang is gonna love this when I show this to them. But no, didn't work out. So what I did was I went inside. So this broke. I went inside this wick, and what you'll notice is that there is a 15-minute. Oh, sorry, is that a 5-minute? Let's go in. Oh yeah, it was over here. Okay, so what did I do back there then? Hold on, let me just quickly go back here just to see what I actually did. Okay, yeah, so this broke. I thought, all right, cool. When the market comes back down to here, I'll see if there's anything that looks like my structure. All right, perfect. And yes, there was. I mean, structures are always there sometimes. I mean, there's nothing in these pins even on the 5-minute. So I then went really granular, and I think I'm not going to go this granular anymore because it's good in a sense if you're doing short-term trading, but not when you're looking for those big moves, right? And I went granular to the point where I was just thinking, all right, shit, I'm going to take Like the market's taken out this position here. So then what I decided to do, because it's on a 5 minute, I decided to take this whole area from here to here. Wasn't that many pips nonetheless. Um, and the market came back into it straight away and then decided to push out. But then if we look further up, it couldn't break past this H1 zone that I had put out. And I just ignored it. I didn't pay attention. I was like, oh, fuck it. It's going to break through because it's broken through these ones down here, right? Now, these zones down here, okay, the structure is good. The structure is nice. But if we look at this, it's got a nice, the structure is so much better here. And when the market came into here and pushed out and I didn't pay attention to it, I just thought, you know what, I'm right. The market just came down and took me out. I lost pips, right? I lost pips. So that really annoyed me. But, you know, that's just the game. So now what is happening is that this level now is extremely valuable to me, this event break. All right. Not fussed about that. That's fucked. That's gone. Um, that's gone. Let's remove this. Remove that. Okay, cool. Let's get that out of there. And let's get out of here. So while we're still in this weekly area of demand, this event break and this event break are extremely valuable to me because if the market does break through this, then I will be looking for H1 trigger events. Okay. It's just a shame that obviously this one didn't work out because the assumption now is that the banks are buying, right? They've bought. They want more traders to come into the market, and then hopefully we're going to have a big spring to the upside. So that's where I'm at right now with the Euro USD. On the other side of that, if this H1 zone doesn't break, then just below here, um, there is a daily level just over here to my left. Now, again, you know, this is so way out of my timeline, but I'm just drawing in. So I have a sense that if the market hits it and it starts to produce some price action, then at least I know what's going on and why it's turning or the potential that the banks and institutions are actually coming into the market to then turn this thing around. And then I'll be looking for reversal structures and so forth, right? Because this is potentially a reversal structure and it still could be, right? The only thing, and on the weekly, now if we zoom out to the weekly as well, you know, I'm seeing something really good here that if this does happen, it's going to pop. Number one, we've got all these red candles here. All these red candles here. So it's going to be a smooth ride. Now we've got this zone here, right? This weekly supply zone. It's already been touched. Orders have already been consumed. We've got a weekly supply zone here. Orders have already been consumed, right? Because this is all compression. Over here, all the orders have already been consumed by this wick here. So we've got compression, which means once the market decides to go up, the only place that it can go up to is this area here that hasn't been touched. We've got a little level test here. But apart from that, this area is fresh as fuck. And this is 700 pips away. So that's my assumption with the Euro USD. If this weekly level decides to hold, okay? So I just really wanted to get that clear, guys. And you're feeling me right now. I hope so, because I'm just really annoyed with myself that I allowed to get carried away with my own obsession of where the market's going, because it could just continue going down, right? And if I keep on looking for longs, then I'm just fucking myself, right? So I'm just gonna have to be patient and wait for this main event break that we can see that is extremely much clearer than this down here, right? This is much clearer. We can see that the market's already tapped it. So I'll be looking for this event break on the Euro USD, and if it does break, I will be looking for event three, which will be the event trigger. All right, so that is my current outlook on the Euro USD. Let's go on to oil. Now, as you know, I got a massive 570 pip gain from this pair, and it's all the way down to, I think I came out because I thought this was maybe going to produce another weekly level. So I came out at this level here with um, around 570 pips, which was amazing, right? It's really, really cool stuff. Um, I thought it was going to hit a weekly level and then push straight back up to the upside. Obviously, market decides to do what the fuck it wants. Now, two ways that this could go again. Okay, obviously you can only go fucking up or down, but let me just give you my assumption of what's actually happening, right? So again, I'm looking at this area as the banks buying, right? The banks buying, because this is something that I've been learning, guys, but I don't really talk about it much. It's just in my head. But recently, I've been focusing so much on the how, like the structure, the event chain, that I've been forgetting about the core of what supply and demand is, and it's really understanding where the banks are buying and where the banks are selling and how they buy, right? Because they can't buy this, they can't buy and sell the same way we do. So we get to see where they're buying on the charts by looking at areas like this. Okay, so this could go two ways. Number one, this could be they could have taken this up into this area of supply to then consume all the orders there. So if the market hits down here, this daily zone again, it can then push up and then completely blow out this area and push up to this next area here. Okay. Now that's one option. So I can look for event breaks and triggers in this area here if it decides to hold, right? It may not even hold, it may push through and then do it again. But you can see that we've got these two here bought at the same price. And it looks like, they're just buying as the market's pushing up, as it's pushing out, as it comes back down, they buy as it comes back down, they're buying as it comes back down, they're buying, right? Because remember, they can only buy when the market's moving down. They can only buy when the market's moving down, they can only sell when the market's moving up. So as the markets come back into this zone again, I'm going to be looking for H1. I'm going to be looking for H1 event breaks and H1 triggers. Okay, simple as that. But then if it does decide to go down, which it could do, and break this low here, reason being is that we've had compression here, right? We've got this zone over here, which has been taken out. We've got this zone over here, which has been consumed by here. We've got this zone here, which has been consumed here. We've got this little tiny zone, which has been broken today, right? So the market's come back into here again. So it's either the banks and institutions are going to get more buys in so they can push this to the upside, or all this compression where all these zones have been consumed, all these orders have been consumed, the market's then just going to push straight down towards these lows and maybe to around 46, 67 if that's the case. But we're just going to have to wait and see. So I think the main thing that I want to try and get across is don't get too entrenched in your particular bias. Don't get too, like focus and like this is it, and because it makes you blind to what the market is actually doing. And I have been blinded. Okay, I haven't been paying attention. Yes, I know 2 losses in a row in the USD. It's not a bad gig, but at the end of the day, some people can allow that to get out of control. At the moment, if this market isn't working, the only thing is because I've narrowed myself to such few markets, I'm starting to look for opportunities that aren't there, right? And I think that's what's kind of happening as well. I mean, I have extended my outlook to 2 other products. I've got the New Zealand dollar and the yen, and I've got the euro pound. No particular reason why I chose these 2. I just had a look at them, like the way they move, and just picked them just to start taking a look at and see if these 2 pairs are even actually for me. Okay, so that is that right now. This is where I am on oil. Apart from that, let's take a look at gold actually. Okay, so this could be a really, really good trade. So again, let's have a look. So the same thing has happened. So now I don't know if I've missed this. Okay, I don't know if I've missed this. So again, we've got the market pushing up, and we've got to remember we've been in an uptrend for quite a while. So like the last leg of the uptrend was September 2018, right? Big push up over a year. So what do people do? They start buying and buying and buying, and the banks and institutions. The banks and institutions use the trend to fuck you. Okay, because the longer you're in a trend, the longer you think it's going to keep going in that direction. And then more people jump on board, which means they know that there's going to be a bunch of losers on the other side of their trade when they decide to come into the market. And that's what they need. So again, I'm looking for that reversal pattern where they're selling right now. Okay, and look, you can see that they can only sell when the market's going up because there's always some sort of pin bar after they've pushed the market back down, right? There's always some sort of pin when they push the market back down. And as we can see, and sometimes they use this to fake you as well, right? They use it to fake you and make you think this is what is happening, but then it isn't actually happening, right? Fucking red herrings all over the place. So it just means paying attention. This is the stuff that, I can make you aware of, but I can't fucking make you pay attention to it every single time, right? So again, you have to pay attention to this shit. Um, so again, look, the market's pushed back up, pushed it back down. Let's see. Let's say they wanted to get like, I don't know, 100,000 in orders placed, right? They can't get that all placed at once. So like maybe this is 25,000, maybe this is 25,000. So they've got 50,000. This is 25,000. They've got their last order now. Boom. This is 25,000. Bang. Market pushes down, right? This is how it worked. Now, see, I was aiming for this area here, okay, for the market to push up to there. Didn't make it up there, but see, and I did see it, but I didn't think it would have been value at that point. Um, we have that invisible engulfing, right, that we spoke about. If you go and watch my other video about the engulfing candle, and let's actually have a look and see if that would have actually worked out anyway. Market came into it. Hold on, let's get rid of some shit. So let's make it clearer. Let's get rid of this just to make it clear. Boom, get rid of that. Boom. All right, so the market's coming to it here. Let's go to the H1 time frame. Okay, market's tapped it there. Nothing there. So we could call this is the H1 event break. Markets broke out here. There wasn't really nothing there to say, okay, but then there was this, which would have been perfect afterwards, nonetheless, if you'd been around to take it, because we know there's nothing now there to stop that, and that would have been the perfect H1 short, and you would have risked fucking nada in terms of pips, and you would have been in this trade perfectly. So that would have worked out, right? But my only concern was that it's such a big level that I could get fucked up time and time again, like I just did in the Euro USD, thinking that because there's such a big space here that the market could go up and down, take out levels, then continue going in and so forth, right? So I think the only thing that I can begin to work on is to really define that event break in a sense to make sure that you're not taking weak trades. Okay. So that's something I'm going to be working on as well. And then as soon as I kind of like understand that, then I'll definitely share that with you guys. So that is my kind of, okay. So just to finish off with gold, this video may have cracked on for a very long time now. I do not know, but I hope you've been enjoying it so far, guys. Getting into my thought pattern, getting into my head. Um, let's make a copy of this. Oh, I love TradingView. It's fucking awesome. Let's move this back up again. And let's make a copy of that and bring that down here. All right. So only way that I guess I can try and get back into this is to see if gold will come back up to 1520, hit this bearish engulfing, and then I'll start looking for the event breaks in the trigger event. Unless I kind of like go in on a smaller time frame and start eyeing things up, which I'm not ready to do right now, especially with work during the day as well. Even though I do get more chance to actually look at the charts now that I'm working for a prop firm in London, trading prop firm in London, I do get to look at charts all day long, but not work on the markets all day long because I'm doing marketing there. but this is something that I'll be looking for gold to come back to 1520. Then I'll be looking for shorts. So that is the current market outlook, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If there's anything interesting that you'd like me to talk about more, then let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Tell all your friends about it. I have got nothing but love for you guys because you are fucking awesome and give me nothing but love. So I really, really do appreciate that. And yes, I'll be back again. What I'd like to know is like, I'm trying to do two videos. So one's going to come out on a Tuesday and the other one either Saturday. I would like to know if you prefer another video on a Thursday or a Saturday. I'm thinking Saturday because at least we get the whole week for it to play out, and I can give you my rendition and give you like what's happened so far this week of the trades that I've taken. Or you can get some action on a Thursday, but minimum two videos a week is what I'm aiming for. So definitely one on a Tuesday, and hopefully, well, definitely one on a Saturday, unless you think there's another week and a day that you guys prefer. All right. So take care, and I will see you again on Saturday morning with another video.